at the review station again in the old rickety wooden chair, and we have a cheap TMU knife that I wanted to review. It's finally getting to where I can kind of get outside, get a little overcast, and we live in the South, so we're not in, I'm not just pouring sweat right yet. I may by the end of this video. Been on a lot of overtime lately at work. I work at a mine, I drive a haul truck, so I stay busy. I do a lot of work online at home as well, and I do a lot of work in the physical job. So finally time to get out and just review something. I think the last time we done a review, we were looking at the Kilimanjaro native camp set, and I don't know. I wanted to take a chance on one of these TMU knives. And I bought a lot of kayak parts off of TMU that actually have been some really good pieces of equipment. And so, like I'm getting pole holders. I mean, and they're good, sturdy plastic. They're not cheap. Something I could actually, get a lot of use out of out on the river when we're fishing, or the creek, wherever I'm taking that thing. We go out everywhere we can with the kayaks. I just like exploring. I like doing, I guess, modern day exploring. And we have, a lot of places people just don't go anymore because people don't go do this stuff anymore. Even out here in the country, you think people do a lot of, they're just out in the woods all the time. Basically, they're out in the woods in a selected spot in a tree stand, doing the same thing they've always done. They call it hunting. I call it waiting. That's not hunting, that's waiting. You can disagree with me in the comments, but it is what it is. But I like to go out and explore in the kayak, so that pushed me to get a better seat for it. Especially when we were out paddling on the river and testing that boat motor. My back had a little crick in it where the way I was leaned in it, I wanted something held up a little better. So I've got a new seat. I've got a whole lot of things off Temu. I've got a new seat. I mean, it's a pretty decent little seat that I've got. How you doing there, John Silverhand? Mr. Willie Face, good to see you. Horizon Edge, good to see you. Bob, how you doing? Just now seeing these comments. If you were commenting earlier, that's sorry. They just now popped up where I seen them. But I wanted to do a quick live today. While it's not terribly hot, you can hear the cicadas, you can hear my roosters, you can hear the turkeys. So we're as live as you can be. Got a new haircut, so show that off to you. But I don't know, getting on TMU, I see these knives, I wonder what are they going to be like. And this is Flissa. Maybe some of you have seen these reviewed before. I got to looking it up after I bought it, after I took the chance. Probably should have done that before I took the chance, but I was like, it's $15 on sale. I'm going to get it. Micarta handles. I love knives with micarta handles. If you've ever been sweating out in the summer like I do down here in this southern humidity, micarta handles are your friend, because we're wooden, with polished wooden handles. They're gonna slip in your grip and you possibly could get hurt. But the micarta don't do that like that. And I learned that with those old Ontario R-Tacs or TAC 1. I think it was the TAC 1 and the Rat 1 and a Rat 4 or Rat 5 that I had. I think it's TAC 1 and Rat 5. I had both. And I learned real early on the micarta handles are just sweet little handles when you're dealing with that. Doing pretty good, Curio Kun. Good to see you, Edward. You want to hunt anything? I do a lot of squirrel hunting. I do some deer hunting. I am more of a small game hunter. It's kind of a dying thing. Everybody wants to go for the big game, and they want to sit in tree stands and be comfortable. And I just don't. It's hard for me to sit there sometimes. It's a little easier now with earbuds and noise reduction equipment and such like that. I actually got some earbuds that's got transparency, so I can actually hear what's going on around me. Then they have the jawbone thing, so maybe I could sit there a whole lot of time and not get bored. But I got to be up doing something, walking around, seeing what's going on the property. That was always my thing when I would go over to my grandparents' property back when my uncle had, my uncle owned it after my grandmother passed, and he allowed me to still go over there and hunt squirrel. And I tried to do deer hunting, and I would, but then I wouldn't see nothing for 2 or 3 hours, and I'd end up squirrel hunting. Come home with some squirrels. They said, "I thought you was going deer hunting." I said, "I just got up and went squirrel hunting." Oh, a valid reason for carry. Can't even carry a blade here in the UK. It's got to be less than 3 inches and doesn't lock. Yeah, and a valid reason for carrying. Yeah, my buddy Carl. Is this Carl? Is this my buddy Carl? I believe it's. I thought I did have a buddy, Carl of Newcastle. He was looking at getting a Swiss Army knife. I believe Victorinox and Leatherman. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think you can, if you're into bushcraft and you're in the designated, area doing that. You can have a reason to carry that. But there are certain stipulations. But I'm new on here, M8. Okay. I got another buddy named Carl from the UK. I was thinking you might be him but he used to watch on what was called Clapper, and he ended up getting the Victorinox. I think I had an officer version that I was showing there. Had the saw, had the blade. It was less than 3 inch blade. Actually, had two blades. Had a 3 inch blade and about a 1 inch blade. Those are kind of universal. And I'm not sure about places like China or Japan or Australia. I know Australia is about as stringent as the UK. I sent a knife to my buddy Kevin in Australia. He was one of my top supporters at one time, and I sent him a survival kit with a Mora like 511, I think it was. And he got pulled over, but he had been using it to cut carpet, so he was able to designate it as a work tool. So he got pulled over, and the cop was like, "Why you got that?" And he's like, "I've been using it to cut carpet." And they were able to get back with his employers at the time. But yeah, there are some stringent rules about knives in a lot of countries. I had to be real careful when I show these on TikTok. Carls are good guys. I believe they are. English big holes. English. Don't worry, mother. Out with Sigma. But yeah, just to kind of show you, this is a Flissa. It's got a good drop point blade on it. It's kind of got, it would remind you, the handle kind of reminds you of like a Becker design. It's a D-tool still. I got this thing for 15 bucks, man. And it comes out of the box. It's pretty dad blame sharp. I'll do a little feathering for you. Get that where you can see let's see where you can see the feathering. You can see where I can do some notching with it. There we go. There's some good feathering. Just a little bitty. There's some of the feathering, I guess you could call it. You do some even finer feathering. Finer feathering? Finer feathers. But that's, I mean, look. Let's see. I'm working. That shows you just a little bit of it. As far as your notches go, I got a good piece for notching. How do I do it right with a live stream cam? So we're gonna do a V-notch, like right off the bat. Look how deep that's going. It's around. I like to be safe if I can be. And sometimes you want to just do it the easy way and not turn it away from yourself. Just do it real quick. But that's when, see, like that, I need to do that. But there's a little V notch right there it's doing. That's pretty good. Let's try a square notch. All right. So kind of make a stop notch on each side and go towards each of the stop notches. That's how I do a square notch. You may do it differently, but I do it this way. I'm supposed to be out picking tomatoes, but I decided to do this real quick before I go back in. All right, see if I can get that out of the way. See what I'm talking about? It's not quite a square notch, but it's coming along. And I just scrape it, scoop it out of there. But it does allow you to do a good scooping type whittling motion. So I mean, that's a pretty dang sharp blade right out the box. I mean, I've not used it, sharpened it, done anything. Yeah, and $15. You can't beat that. Micarta handles. And another thing is always key, that 90-degree spine for processing the wood. It's always hard to do this, you know, if I've not got it set up. But we're gonna try it. That's gonna save. That's gonna save your blade a lot. But it's, as you can see, it's scraping up tender right there with that spine. You're gonna spend around $50, $60 a lot of times for a knife that's about this size. Favorite size. This is my favorite style, the drop point, and then I love that Scandi grind. It's it's just a very useful type blade. Got a good little, it's got a little choil right there. I think that's called a choil. There's no jimping. Some people swear by jimping, but it also has a couple of lanyard holes, so you could potentially strap it. Use it for chopping. Let's see what it does with chopping. We're gonna get it by the end here. Yeah, it'll do a little bit. We got some Batoning. We're gonna set this up on my leg. No, we're not really not gonna do that. If I can point this down here to the ground, and you're gonna have to overlook my old junk. We all have them, you know you do too. So I should split that one. Use this one. It's a good dry, gnarly piece of hickory. Ah, it's doing a pretty good job. Maybe that wasn't saving itself with my toe being there. Maybe I should have my toe back farther. What do you think? Probably somebody's gonna say something. But got my toe back out of the way. Got flip flops on. Again, you can tell I just came out here to pick tomatoes for my salad. Decided to do this. There we go. Got a buddy Luke, calculated survival. Um, he would probably try and tear this to pieces. Good guy though. Not good at knives, but I mean, you really know what you're getting when he gets done with them. He sent me a couple of survival tins a while back and makes good products. Comes up with good products, and I always watch his knives reviews, and I watch his knife reviews, and it makes me cringe. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna pull a Luke. I'm gonna tag him in this. And didn't bend it. I mean, it's we lost signal. Let's see what it'll do. Tomatoes, and had decided to shoot a live stream. All right, so whacking on it, splitting with it. Not seeing any blade deformation. Actually, I'm wrong. I was wrong. There is a little bit right there. So I mean, what can you expect for 15 bucks? It's still, you know, a little deformed there, but that could have been the rocks when I kind of glanced it off a while ago. I guess out here being dangerous with knives when over here splitting wood with sandals on, flip flops. Let's see if we can get this stood back up. Uh, yeah, this is Alabama, Carl. I'm in northeastern Alabama, kind of the foothills of Appalachia here, right down the road from the Smoky Mountain National Park, about 4 hours down the road. A lot of hiking, a lot of camping, a lot of hunting, all kinds of just wildlife out here. Where I work, man, my foot's itching because I'm barefoot because I just came out here to pick some little tomatoes for my salad, and I am getting eat up by mosquitoes. We got tons of skeeters down here. I live near the river, Tennessee River, and there's skeeters. I live near about 2 or 3 creeks. Yeah, they're everywhere. No, I ain't Muslim. I'm Christian. I'm Pentecostal. I just don't wear a mustache because it's a personal choice. I got a message held for review. Let's see what that message was. It says, F the easy, LOL, I'm here. F the easy way, bud, get it done. I might get in trouble for letting it show, but we'll let that slide. Strange way of picking tomatoes, exactly. I happen to have my knife with me in case I need to do some pruning on the little suckers in between the vine and the little offshoot branches. And what better way than my little $15 Flissa? I mean, just looking at this sheath, I believe it's leather. Um, it's got some. It almost feels like a plastic in a way, but that I mean, leather can feel like that sometimes, possibly. But I mean, it's it's real well made. You're not gonna have to worry about it slicing through your seams. I mean, it's a sturdy little sheath. I mean, for what you're getting for $15. And Flissa makes a number of knives. I got to notice there's a lot of Becker knockoffs. Looks like a lot of Essie knockoffs on there. I got 2 more knives coming that I'm going to test later on. But yeah, I thought I'd do a live stream real quick. Just hop on here real quick. And, I'll probably put some clips up on shorts eventually. Thanks for the sub, Carl. I appreciate it. I try to do good. Yeah, Ed, man, Edward, this is a real nice knife for $15 on Temu. I'm not making no money off this. I'm just, just showing y'all a knife. Just happen to, and I'm showing you the real results. There is a little deformation on the blade right there, but for $15, I'm still going to get a lot of use out of this knife. I mean, we've done a ton of notches, feathering. We've done a ton of notching, feathering. This thing's still sharp. I'm enjoying it. I think you would enjoy it too. I mean, I think we get so caught up in spending our money on perfect knives. I'd rather have 1 or 2 really nice knives that I use regularly. I got a more Garberg. I've got actually I got a few really decent knives. Like I got some Ontario knives. I got some Essies. But then I'd like to just test out different styles and see what I enjoy. I got a little more blade deformation. That's one thing about that D2 tool still. It's going to be a little softer and it's going to sharpen and hold an edge real good. But it is going to deform a little more than like your harder 1095s. But yeah, I'm really liking this blade. And if I get tired of it, my boys are going to enjoy it. My boys are going to love this thing. I give them knives all the time. I'm always getting new ones and giving them, and I'm finding cheap ones, and that's how I pay them an allowance. You see that piece of wood hitting look at all this here shaving action we're getting out of this Flissa. I'm enjoying it. We're probably going to put this, I'm going to put this link through my Opus clip, and I'm going to put some of these clips up on shorts. From the USA, strange question, but what do you think about Bigfoot? A lot of different things. I think there's some of it is fake, just people out there goofing off. Could there be something out there? I hope there's something awesome like that out there. And then there are those now in the conspiracy alt communities, those Tartaria, Nephilim people. They saying that they call it the Eliute, and they say it's some kind of Nephilim. I don't know. You hear all kinds of stuff. Bigfoot though, could there be a Bigfoot out there in these woods? I want to say a majority of Americans just don't go. I mean, they stick to the trails. Designated spots to go. They'll do a little scouting, but it always seems to be the hunters that end up having these weird sightings. And but we don't get out and explore like we used to did. We don't, live off the land like the Native Americans did. Yeah, there could definitely be something out there. I mean, there could be a large primate that, is off in these backwoods. And you look at a bear is going to have a 500-mile range. And we're starting to see a lot more bear in northeastern Alabama, where we didn't used to have. We had like 50 bear for the whole state. Now, then it was like 500, but there's even more. Tennessee's dropping their bears, their trouble bears off at the state line on us. So now we got tons of bear. I actually had my dog got attacked by a bear out in the woods. He comes back with a big gash in his belly. We had to, clean him up, medicine him up. And so, yeah, I mean, I've never seen a bear in the wild out here, but I've seen the trail cams. So could there be some large primate that has this huge, like hundreds of mile range and just happens to be really good at hiding? Yeah, I believe it could be. Bushcraft rebooted. This is a Temu Flissa. It has got a micarta handle. It's got a tool steel. $15. We've been cutting notches with it. You'll be able to watch the recap pretty soon. We've done some feathering with it. We've done some splitting. And we've done like some batoning. Here's some old dried out hickory we split. We've done some batoning long ways across the grains. And so we're just giving you an honest review of it. Got some deformation on the blade here and some deformation on the blade up here. That is not deformation, that's just a piece of blade. But I mean, I like the design. I like the feel. It's got a good 90-degree spine. It's definitely sharp right out the box because I hadn't used it for anything. I just got it in the mail from TMU amongst all my other crap that comes in through the TikTok shop where we do a lot of, repping. And so, like I said, I'm not making any money on this. I'm not promoting it. I'm not telling you go out and buy this. I'm saying, if all you guys $15 and you catch this on sale and you just want something to fool around with, yeah, this will work. And it probably do a lot around camp. I mean, I'm not going to be just out here, splitting wood crossways. And I think I've glanced off a rock over here. I just come out to pick tomatoes. And I kind of had this, and then I was like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and set my phone up and do a live stream, 20, 30 minutes on YouTube. And so I really didn't come out here prepared. But, I mean, we got a lot done with this little knife. I mean, $15 though, TMU. I got a few more coming off. I'm going to do some live streams and tests on. We'll check it out. Look, it's got a good Scandi grind. It's pretty sharp. And like I said, I love a micarta handle. In the South, I'm sweating in the summer. I've been up here doing videos before, and that's when I discovered the wonders of a micarta handle in the summer. You sweat and the blade don't get slippery. It just soaks it up. And some of y'all might not like that, but I mean, I feel like it'll dry. But to me, when I'm out here doing something, for my knife not to be slipping around in my hand, because this has been all my life. I've been out here with pocket knives, little bone handled cases, little wooden handled bucks, little wooden handled or plastic, G10 scale handles, and they'll just start slipping here and there. But these micarta handles don't do that. So this could be the perfect handle for the South. Micarta handles. I'm a German, but I live in the Mexican jungle. All types of critter here. Thanks for the test, sir. Sub is out. Thanks for the sub. Just another maniac Martin. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. For $15, better deal than a Mora. I would say, yeah, that D-tool still, you're going to be able to sharpen this up. I still love my Moras, but I mean, I got 4 or 5 Moras. They're that ultimate throwaway knife that everybody beats the heck out of. So, I got plenty of Moras. This time, just spend my $15 on the Flissa. This is my little allowance, payday allowance, after I get work all week in the mine, driving that truck, working hard. Not really. I'm just listening to podcasts and hauling rock to the crusher. But I'm getting myself a little something off TMU. That's what I like about TMU. I've been buying kayak parts, cheap kayak parts. Everybody else is going to Walmart. They're buying that, these high dollar. I don't care. I'm gonna install it. I'm gonna stick my pole in it. I'm gonna stick my cup in it. I'm gonna slide it back and down the track. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use it to strap on something. Like TMU. Go to TMU. Wish I mean, I got a few good things off Wish, but Temu, I used to have a store on my website, and I would sell off AliExpress. So a lot of this stuff that you see on Temu is stuff that's on AliExpress, and sometimes it's cheaper on AliExpress. But I think Temu is able to buy more in bulk and get kind of organize the suppliers that have the bulk supplies over here. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of good knives. I've got two more coming. I got one that's really nice. Got a little, I think it's another micarta type handle, like a grayish wood grain looking type, and it's got a smaller blade, more like kind of like a little neck knife type deal. One of those mini EDC fixed blades we're seeing pop up here, where it's kind of like that. And then I got another knife. It looks like it's got about a 3-inch blade. Got a wide belly in it. We're gonna look at that next time I do one of these, if I have the time, when I have the time. But yeah, nice little belt blade. You know, it'd be something good to start the kids out with. It's cheap. But yeah, I'd say probably is a better deal than more, because you're getting that micarta handle. That handle's worth it all. I hadn't picked no tomatoes yet. I'm fixing to go pick some tomatoes. Do I have any guns at my tent? No guns at the tent. The guns are put away. But eventually, you know, we get them out when we need to. I've got a test video of an Actfire noise reduction headphones. They were sent to me to review for, you know, the TT shop, and I'll probably be posting that here. But you'll be able to see I do have a Rock Island 1911. I've had two of these. I had the TAC 2, and then I can't remember the specific name of this one off the top of my head right now, but I just like the design. It's kind of old school. Got that old dark gunmetal, got that wooden handle. I mean, you can't beat a 1911, and the Rock Island's basically as good as having a Colt. I love them. And so I'm going to have it strapped on my hip in a little leather pancake holster. But yeah, what you doing, Tyler? I'm doing pretty good. Bit of a knife snob. I like knives made by Green Berets, mostly. I'm a bit older now and spoil myself. K-bars are nice, and here's the thing, Becker is a K-bar brand, so that's what the steel is not a 1095 carbon steel or any type of like high-dollar stainless steel. It's just that D-tool steel. So that's what they do. They'll take a design and bootleg it, and they'll throw D-tool steel on there, or some kind of, you know, cheaper mid-end, you know, stainless on there. Whitby Sprint, best legal blade I've found here in the UK. I'm gonna have to look that up. Folks, it was good to see you, good to talk to you. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Flissa. If you want to support us, hit like, hit that follow, leave your comments in the recap comments, and share this out to your friends, and go check out our website. Edge29chaos.com. All our sponsors there. We highly recommend you check out ReadyWise. We're in some turbulent times, my friends. Putting up food's always been a good thing for me. The food I've put up is worth about 4 or 5 times what it was I put it up, and I still got about 20 more years to go. And I did that with ReadyWise, and also our friends at PackFresh USA. Our friends at PackFresh USA sell Mylar bags, and that is where you put up the bulk of your prep food, usually with beans and rice. They have books that teach you how to do it. Go check them out. Go check out our friends at Tuck Tech Kayaks. If you're looking for a lightweight watercraft that you can go a lot of places in, you can go back and check out our Tuck Tech videos, assembling the thing, testing the thing, and you can also go to our website and we have our discount codes. There's a different discount code for each of these sponsors, but go check them out. And here recently, we began working with Patriot Tactical, and they got this awesome OTF knife. You can watch us test that knife out in one of our previous shorts. And again, code Edge29Chaos is going to save you 10% there. I mean, we got a lot of sponsors on the website. That first landing page, you're going to just scroll down and you'll see, if you see something you need, that helps us make more content, helps us keep the ministry going, helps us with the blog, helps us pay for the website, all those great things. You know the things. We try to do the things. You do the things that help us do the things. We thank y'all for it. I'm going to say a little prayer before we end this live, and I'm going to pray over everybody. If you don't believe in prayer, you're welcome to leave, but we do believe in prayer. We do believe in Jesus Christ, and we're going to pray a blessing over you today, that he takes care of your life and helps you be prepared for the more turbulent times that I feel like we have coming our way. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for all our friends that have come into the live stream. I pray that you just blessing on them, Lord God, whether they believe in you or not. I pray you still bless them, Lord. How else are they going to learn to believe if they don't see your blessings in their life, God? But I pray you bless them and protect them in these turbulent times and help them get out here and have some fun with us too. Lord, thank you, Lord, for another day and another time together. In Jesus' name we pray. And they all said, amen. Thank y'all for joining us with Sundays tomorrow. I believe that's going to be the title, tomorrow. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. We're going to be coming from 2 Kings chapter 7. We're going to be talking about that great siege upon Jerusalem that we see being prophesied to end tomorrow. And somebody just don't believe it, and he don't get to partake in it. But those who are ready for tomorrow, those who are waiting for tomorrow, well, hey, they get that blessing. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.